my friend, and thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Up Next on Access Hamilton. I'm, of course, your friendly neighborhood weatherman and host of the show, Nor'easter Nick. In this month's episode, we're going to be exploring all things Carnival. I mean, come on, it was such a good time this year. We just had to devote an entire show to it. I did manage to catch up with Lou Pantalone, who is the president of the Mount Carmel Society, to tell me if this year's Carnival met his expectations.
The week has been just outstanding. We've been very blessed up until last night with a little bit of rain, but other than that, opening night was phenomenal, more than anticipated from a crowd perspective. Our feast day, which is the most important day, being the 16th of July, and that's the procession day, probably was one of the hottest ones I can ever remember. And I've been in this society for over 40 years, and it was hot. It was hot. But as in fashion, continued to do and keep the tradition by having the procession, getting it back, and then record crowds for that evening. It's tremendously rewarding. Most organizations, maybe there's 5 or 10% of the membership that do all the work. I am very blessed with 95% of our membership is out here for every detail and gives their all. Along with our spouses, our children, it's an entire family operation. Without them, it doesn't get done. I was just really excited, and when we walked into church, to get that feeling, that emotion, and to be out on the streets with the crowds that we had this year for the procession. That was phenomenal.
Thanks, Louie. You and your guys do an amazing job year in and year out at coordinating everything perfectly. No event would be possible without the endless dedication and support of our local police department. There is so much that goes into all the behind-the-scenes stuff that no one ever gets to see, but we're grateful for. I found Chief Friel patrolling the grounds, and I had to ask him about some of the stuff that goes into prepping for a major event like this.
We make sure that our staffing is going to be at an optimal level in order to provide the best, safest environment for everyone coming out here to the carnival. And we just want to make sure that everybody's out here to have a good time. We're lucky this year. Everyone that's come out has had a family-oriented gathering, ambiance to everything, and we've had no problems. We've had no criminal infractions, no minor infractions. Matter of fact, Mother Nature has been the only one that's been giving us a problem. Actually, the most challenging aspect is going to sound funny, but it's the parking. We take a lot of prep to make sure that we have roads posted as no parking, so we can have entrance and egress of emergency vehicles. As I said, that's usually our biggest feat, is having to deal with the heat, the temperatures, and being able to safely get people the assistance that they need. And also, just in case, no one ever wants this to happen, but if there was any type of failure with a ride or any type of fire or structure in this vicinity, we have to make sure that fire trucks can get through. So it's been really hard to make sure that people are following the no parking. It seems that, like, down the shore, if someone sees a no parking sign, they know it means no parking, but here everyone kind of doesn't really follow through with that. I have seen a multitude of people from here, from all around here, coming out to have a great time, to have fun, to enjoy the wonderful food that's here, and to be here for what the festival is all about, the religious festival that it is.
Thanks, Chief. I also noticed when walking along Main Street, officers were not only patrolling on the ground, but they were above as well. So thank you for always looking out for our community. There are several organizations of charity and goodwill here in Hamilton. One of those with deep roots in the town and Italian history writ large is the Sons of Italy, who do so many good things for our community. Dan Sacco explains his feelings on the carnival and talks a little more about what the Sons does.
It's about family, it's about just getting together, it's about tradition, and it's all about Hamilton.
What's your favorite part of it all?
Favorite part is everybody coming together, everybody getting together and just having a good time. It's a good craziness. It's I think we're pretty much established. We got a nice Friday night now every year. We got a lot of people coming out, a lot of participation. The membership always comes together and does the right thing. It's just a solid organization. We do a lot for the community. We do fundraising. Really, we just carry on tradition, the Italian community, and we're all about the community around here in Hamilton. It means a lot. It's been 147 years now. It's probably the best in the country, my opinion. Shout out to Mount Carmel. They do a fantastic job. Louis Pantalone and his guys, they're just phenomenal. I appreciate all the support from the town, from people that come out and support us. It just it makes everything worthwhile. It's a fantastic time of year, and we as a membership, we look forward to it every single year.
Thank you, Dan. Nice catching up with you, and I wish you continued success as you lead the organization in the coming years. Sure, there are a lot of fun and games that goes into the carnival, but there's also a more serious side to it all, the tradition and religious aspect of it. Since I'm not an expert on any part of that, I spoke with someone who is to get his take on the whole thing.
Well, the Mount Carmel Procession, Mount Carmel Society has been doing this for 147 years. So it's about tradition, obviously, and faith, our Blessed Mother, and the town of Hamilton, and the traditions that they've had here for a long time. So a lot of people come back just for this week, especially for today. They pick their statue of one of the saints that they have a devotion to, or that their grandparents used to walk with, or they have a special reason to walk. So everybody has their reasons. So everybody is here for different motivation. It's spiritual, good, awesome, and so it's a great time. First of all, it just keeps faith alive. Right, so that's our business, right? Faith. So for us, it's to nurture that faith and to build on that faith, to bring people closer to Jesus through our Blessed Mother, and that's to keep alive the faith of the people in Hamilton. It's so connected to this tradition. So that's very much what this is all about for us. They're going to see a lot of statues walking through Hamilton, being pushed through carts, and bands playing, and people putting money on statues, which is an old Italian custom back from the old country. And there's, donations to the church, in honor of the saint, Some people might see that and get a little, freaked out, see money on these saints, But it's just kind of a way of saying thank you, right, for prayers answered and things like that. And so you see a lot of people, young and old, of different cultures, mostly Italian American, but, much more diversity now, which is a beautiful thing. And over the time, some statues have been added, like Padre Pio, and Our Lady of Guadalupe, for the Mexican and Hispanic community. So it's great. It's a unity of faith among cultures and people. The day after, it's a lot of work, No, I'd have to say, today's the day itself of the procession, of course. We have all our masses, the pilgrims coming in, hearing confessions, people lighting candles, and of course afterwards, a little bit of music, food, fun, fireworks. So, the day of the feast is what it's all about.
It was great seeing you, Father. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. The Hamilton Green Committee is hosting a series of green market events that take place from 5 to 8 p.m. in collaboration with the Downtown Hamilton's Third Thursday. The Green Market, sponsored by Atlanticare, will be located on Horton Street in Hamilton. Swing by to shop local produce, handmade crafts, and some home goods, or stick around to enjoy the live music, henna tattoos, and crafts for the kids. Their mission is to bring sustainability focus and eco-conscious farmers, artisans, and crafters and educational opportunities to our town to provide services that positively impact the community's health and well-being. Well, folks, that does it for this month's episode. We thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you'll tune in next month to see what's up next on Access Hamilton.